Hello and welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I'm your host, Gabe Peterson, and this is the place investors go to gain actionable advice, learn about current market trends, and hear war stories from other professional investors out there in the field today. Before we get started, I have two quick housekeeping items for you. First, if you like this episode, we would very much appreciate a like, subscribe, and share. It is the best way to support the show and keep it running far into the future. Second, if you're a new investor looking to get started in real estate or an experienced investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you that will cover how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance those deals with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. On top of that, I throw in an insane amount of free bonuses that you'll have access to once you buy the ebook. All I charge is our admin costs to keep this show running. So if you're serious about real estate investing and want to create both active and passive income as an investor, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com and click on the button that says get the ebook in the upper right-hand corner to grab yourself a copy. With that said, let's dive right in. Today we have a very special guest with us, ready to drop some investor knowledge on you. So buckle up, grab your pen and paper, and enjoy the ride.
All right, we are live with another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. Today we have with us James Ledbetter. James comes with us from a wide range of experience. He is a Texan. We love having Texan investors on the show. He has 10 rentals and 1 commercial rental. He has stuck with real estate despite lots of lessons learned and not being handy. So I'm sure James has some good stories for us. James, thank you for hopping on the show today. How are you?
Hey, I'm great, Gabe. Glad to be a part of the discussion.
Absolutely. To get us started, why don't you tell everybody, I know you got some good stories in there. So tell us, how did you get started in real estate in the first place?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, I'm the epitome of just a regular guy. I've got a full-time job. I've got a wife and two daughters, and many years ago, as a bachelor, I purchased a tiny little house, about 900 square feet, 3 doors down from the house that I grew up in. And I occupied that little space as a bachelor. And then eventually found my soulmate, and have been on this real estate journey ever since. When I purchased this little house, when it came time to move, I thought to myself, I wonder if I could keep this house as a rental. And that's when it all started. I had zero experience, and I started down that path. That property, Gabe, I've had it for 20 something years. It's a tiny 800 square foot house. It has turned into that commercial property. So
wow.
I've had a commercial tenant in the property for over 10 years. And it's been fantastic. It's actually occupied by a wealth management individual.
Okay.
And I signed a commercial lease with them, and it's been a fun journey. So that space is zone commercial.
That's real. Oh, it's zone commercial.
It is now. It used to be mixed use, but because it was in a small downtown area, in central Texas, all the tiny little homes, including my house, have turned into professional use, by a CPA, by a financial planner, by a dentist, those kinds of things. So while I purchased it, I used it as a bachelor pad so many years ago, but all the space has turned into it went through that journey of mixed use, and now it's commercial property.
Yep. That's really cool. I always see, lawyers, CPAs in, basically houses, it's a row of general single family houses, and then you got your CPA there. And I always wonder, like, commercial tenants tend to be better in the sense that they have longer terms. They're paying a little bit more than a residential tenant. And so you'd think that it would be just, overall, it would just be a better situation if you could get them to actually do that. So it sounds like you had the single family, it was zoned mixed use, and then just by happenstance, it was rezoned to commercial, and that's kind of how you got it to stay in, or how you got the commercial tenant, the wealth advisor, to actually come and sign that lease with you.
Yes, and again, it was I didn't let my fear just grip me to the point where I thought I can't do this. I thought, hey, with a lot of um, hard work and luck, maybe I can navigate these waters and pull it off. And thank God it's worked out. It's been neat. But
Absolutely.
as a commercial space, you have to think of everything from, because the space is being used by customers of this investment advisor. I had to retrofit the house for ADA purposes, and so there's always some uniqueness to a commercial space, but I didn't let that deter me, and I'm glad I stuck with it.
Yeah, for sure. No, and you're right. I mean, once, I got started in real estate I actually started with a flip, but after that I was doing wholesales. And every time you do something new that you haven't done in real estate, there's so many different strategies, but each different one, I'm always like, before I pull the trigger, I'm always sweating bullets. I'm like, shit, is this going to go right? Is this going to go wrong? I don't know what's going to happen.
Right, right.
So that's great that you kind of push through that fear there. So yeah, I mean, I love your story. You have a full-time job. You are the epitome of kind of the person who's pursuing their own career, and then they're also doing real estate on the side, for their own financial security, their own financial future, if you will. So, you have that one commercial property. You also have an additional 10 rentals. Kind of take us through your journey. How did you get those 10 rentals? What's the experience been like since that first 900 square foot house that you had as a bachelor?
Sure. I think I think it. I truly, Gabe, did not have some articulated roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just realized, hey, I kind of like real estate for some crazy reason, and and thank God I'm still married. It hasn't wrecked my marriage. Uh,
That's good.
and thank God, I don't have a ulcer. I don't believe I have an ulcer. So I realized that for some reason I'm attracted to real estate,
Mm-hmm.
and because it's not everybody's cup of tea,
Yeah.
but I think I'm a good example of, hey, trying something is never a bad idea, and you can do so without financially destroying yourself. Meaning, some mistakes can be very costly, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I've just always kept in mind, hey, we hear that term exit strategy. Worst case scenario, if I make a really huge mistake, and I'm certainly not insulated from that. I've made every mistake in the book, but you can learn from your mistakes. And if those mistakes, if you have exit strategies and you realize, hey, if I get in over my head, what's the worst case scenario? Can I get out from underneath this property? Can I sell it? And in most cases, the answer is yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a business, and I'm sure you would agree, where you have to be perfect. You have to be the smartest. You have to be a number cruncher, and dot all your I's and dot all your I's and cross all your T's to make it. So over the years, as I've had, thank God for my full-time job, as I've had 20% down to put down on a house,
Yep.
I have gone on the MLS and tried to find a good buy. And over the years, I've built a relationship with a few banks, and realized, okay, they're telling me if the property holds its value, and if I can put down 20%, they'll give me a loan. So I have mortgages on all of my properties. I have loans on all of my properties, with the exception of that commercial space. I paid it off this past year.
Oh, wow.
I felt like, that was a nice accomplishment. And I've managed to pay off my personal residence where I'm recording from now. So I own two properties free and clear, one being my personal residence and one being that commercial space. My goal is to really get aggressive about paying down these loans, and just strengthening my financial position, and increasing my net worth. But yeah, I've purchased a home, sometimes 2 or 3 a year. Sometimes I've gone a whole year without purchasing a property. So I try to be patient. I try to find something that appeals to me.
Mm-hmm.
This will make you laugh. For some odd reason, all my homes are 4-bedroom, 2-bath. That wasn't planned. It wasn't intentional. It's just it's worked out that way. Every just single family residence that I've purchased is 4-bedroom, 2-bath.
That's not a bad mix. I mean, it's very it's family oriented, so you're gonna get some good renters.
Right. And so once I've gotten, I was able to build loan relationships with a few banks. And once I knew, hey, I could get financing, I felt like I was off to the races. And I do like so many other investors do. I put these homes on Zillow. I don't subscribe to the model of going in, giving it a huge makeover, and making it the best rental house in the area. That certainly works for so many people. I try to find homes that just need a
little bit of love.
A little bit of love. And then I focus on trying to find a tenant that this house, can be a blessing for. Meaning, I've learned over the years, you've got to trust your gut. If you've interviewed a few potential tenants, and they may look very strong on paper, but if your gut tells you, hey, you're not a good fit for this house, you don't seem to you don't seem to convey that rent's going to be a priority for you, then I usually will pass on those people, because the last thing I want to do is move somebody in and then realize that this isn't a good fit. When those instances have happened, Gabe, I'm quick to blame myself. Meaning, I don't get upset at the tenant. I realize, hey, you rushed in your zeal to find a tenant. You didn't find a good fit. And so when I've had tenant circumstances, and everybody does, I usually get mad at myself because I didn't listen to my gut, and I maybe rushed to find a tenant because I didn't want the property sitting empty for too long.
Yeah, and the process of actually finding good tenants can be depending upon where your rental is, it can be quite a difficult process. So I applaud you for the restraint. I've had experiences myself where I kind of was a little bit too fast and got people that, you're right, weren't a good fit. So How long do your tenants stay usually? It sounds like you do a lot of due diligence. You do a lot of, you really try to find a good fit when it comes to tenant and house mix. So how long is your usual occupancy?
Well, I always try to execute a 1-year lease at a minimum.
Okay.
And I, what I typically do, and this certainly isn't all that creative, but as we get to that 1-year anniversary, I'll reach out to my tenant because I'm a big believer in, hey, open communication is so paramount and so key. And when we're coming up on that 1-year relationship, time period, I will ask them, hey, would you like to renew your lease, or are you anticipating needing to do something different? And that way, hopefully it sends the message that the message that I'm trying to convey is, hey, if life changes and circumstances change, and it gives them an opportunity to let me know, hey, James, we're not happy here anymore. We don't like this place, or we don't like you, or something has changed, and we won't be renewing. But at least that discussion has occurred, and then I try to convey that, hey, let me do everything within my power to make this transition to leave as seamless as possible. And so I try to take the high road and say, hey, listen, appreciate you guys being there in the house this past year, and wish you all the best in your journey. And then, but at least I know without too many surprises that, hey, I'm going to be in search of a new tenant soon.
Yep. So it sounds like you manage all your own properties. At 10, that's 11 properties actually. People usually start getting a property manager a little bit sooner than that. Why do you continue to just do it yourself? Is it the financials, the 10% that you're looking to save, or is it you just enjoy the actual process of property management?
Well, Gabe, I think for me, and certainly, not every real estate investor subscribes to my approach. I think for me, because I'm a penny pincher, and I realized, hey, while there certainly is value in property management, at least now, and of course, I could change in time and think, why did I ever do that landlording piece myself? But for now, I've just over the years built a long list of folks that I have found through Craigslist, through word of mouth. And so, I encourage my tenants, hey, have me on speed dial. When something is broken, call me, and I'll try to be Johnny on the spot and deal with the thing expediently. I wish I were handy. Oh my gosh, I'm not, and I'm so envious of people that just have that innate skill to know how to fix things. So,
buddy.
yeah. So what I do is I tell people, um, I tell contractors, hey, I may beat you up on price, but please understand, I you know that I'm a guy with a portfolio, and I'd love to keep you on my list. And if we can come to an agreement, and if you can work with my budget, there'll be more work for you in the future. So I navigate those repairs that come up as best I can. I'm always adding people to my list and striking them off. And I like the fact that I don't have that expense coming out of my budget every month.
Yeah, for
for
sure.
a management company.
Yeah, I mean, 10% is well, it's 10%. I mean, it's
right.
It can add up after especially
Right.
10 rentals for sure.
No,
But it
no
sounds
doubt.
like you kind of, you're not the most handy person. I'm sure you've changed a light bulb or two, but you're not super handy, and that's exactly where I am too. I've done a few things, but I'm not I remember I did a floor one time. I laid tile, and a contractor came in and looked at the tile, and he's like, "Who laid that? That was a horrible job." And I'm like, "God damn it!"
Oh my gosh, yes, and in like manner, it even when I accomplish something small, I marvel at the fact that I was actually able to do something. So
Yeah.
I guess the message is, if you find out that, hey, you like real estate, and you see the value in it, and you see how it can produce passive income, and it can help you build your net worth and all of that. um, don't be dissuaded by the fact that, well, I don't know how to do tile, don't know how to do carpet or paint or anything like that. You can still, as I have been a witness to, you can still have some successes, even if you're having to rely on contractors, and by doing so, you can actually wear that landlording hat, and
Absolutely.
and juggle all the balls of life somewhat successfully. Sure, a ball will hit the ground from time to time, but again, I've got a full-time job. I'm a full-time husband. I'm a full-time father, and so it is doable. You don't have to make a huge leap. You can make your leap in very small incremental steps, which is the system I've used, and it's certainly been a fun journey for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I mean I do like your story, because so many people, I mean, I even got started, I had a job, and I got started investing. And it's hard. It's like it's a lot to do, especially when you have that job. And I didn't have a wife at the time. I have a girlfriend now, but I mean, you have kids, wife, job, investing. That is so many balls to keep in the air, and you're still doing it. So if you guys, anybody listening, watching, you have no excuse. James did it. You can do it too. So just get out there, get your first deal done, and get going on that road. Awesome. Well, James, we're nearing the end. It goes by super quick. So I'm going to push you into the quick question round. So if you don't mind me asking, you got started. You've had quite a career, many years. So if you could go back to the James who, let's say, bought that, the bachelor James, the one who just bought that 900 square foot house, go back to James, sit him down, look him in the eye, and give him one piece of advice moving forward in real estate, what would that piece of advice be?
I think it would be, as it relates to real estate. Thank God we live in a time where you can truly um, gain some tremendous insight without having to pay for that advice. With Google and with the internet, there are so many good
And with
resources,
podcasts.
and with podcasts, without question. So I think it's key to remain humble, and not assume that you know more than you truly do. But don't be gripped by fear. Uh, have an exit strategy, so that if you realize that real estate is not your thing, and you can pursue a new path. But if you find out that for some reason real estate does fits my personality and all that, well then you can be off to the races, and you can certainly learn as you go. I'm a big believer in, you know visiting with professionals such as yourself, and gleaning information from others that have been down that journey, because everybody's journey is very unique, and there's still more room for others to jump in, either slow and incrementally, which has been my plan, or if you have the resources and the time to throw more time and effort into it, well, so be it. So be it.
Absolutely. Next question goes into your habits. I mean, you've gotten a lot of success. You've got 11 rentals, and so something you're doing is right. So if you could point to one action that you feel, over the years that you have done consistently as a habit, what do you feel has contributed the most to your success today?
I think it's been um, focusing on being a good communicator with all your instances, in all circumstances. Because real estate oftentimes involves getting a loan and so forth like that. I'm not afraid to make 10,000 phone calls to every bank under the sun in hopes of getting a yes, and not giving up, and keeping the frame of mind, hey, there's bound to be an option. There's bound to be a way to creatively get something done. And then when you have tenants, yeah, really priding yourself on having good communication with your tenant, because there will be challenges along the way, but if there's good two-way communication, you can navigate whatever circumstances come up. You mentioned trying to flip, or that was your first. I tried to flip once. Um, Thankfully, I didn't lose my shirt, but I realized very humbly, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah,
So
it's not easy.
no, I realized that, hey, if I were to ever try to flip again, I've got to really do better due diligence, prep myself, learn, because it didn't go as expected. So learning from your mistakes is paramount and key, and certainly not thinking that, well, you know it all, and there's just one way to skin a cat, because that's just a misnomer for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. The doing your first flip can definitely make you humble.
oh, without question.
Flips,
So I've
flips
kind of
are hard.
stuck with a buy and hold approach, but knowing that there are so many different ways to be successful. And I think, Gabe, I'm for this year, I hope by year end to pay down my second oldest property by a significant amount. I hope to throw like $50,000 at that outstanding balance, and I'm going to use a line of credit, a home equity line of credit that I secured on my personal residence. I've learned how, oh, that's cheap money, and
Mhm.
so I'm going to try to accelerate the payoff of this other property, and maybe early next year I'll be able to say, okay, I've got another one paid off, free and clear, and just incrementally try to, um, keep that ball moving down the road, and just see where this takes me. I've never thought about getting into multi, multifamily, but certainly uh, see the see the wisdom in that, and I certainly admire people that are doing that with success.
Yep.
But right now, I'm just a buy and hold kind of guy, and I guess my overall message is you can do this, and there's a path forward. And if you find out that you love real estate, like I do, um, uh, you can look back over the years and say, hey, with some level of confidence that, hey, I've started this journey and it hadn't killed me, and I think I'm um, better off where I was had I not started down this path.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you're an inspiration to me, at least, because having the job and all those other balls that are in your life, that is no small task. So, kudos to you. The last question is always books. I don't know if you're a bookie, but I like to ask people one book recommendation, be it a real estate book recommendation or just general life wisdom. Do you have any good book that you'd like to recommend to the listeners?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm more of a periodical kind of guy, meaning I love getting on podcasts and reading,
Yeah.
um, you know, actual experiences of real estate professionals and things like that. So maybe I'm not as astute as I should be,
Hey man,
and
you got 11
maybe
rentals.
that could,
You're as good as you need
yeah.
to be, right?
But yeah, there's a way to educate yourself without it being overly cumbersome and expensive. And thank God to individuals such as yourself that you know where we can learn from others and really challenge ourselves in new ways. So um, yeah,
Absolutely.
glad to be living in the digital age for sure.
For sure, for sure. Well, James, we're at the end of the episode. I just want to thank you for hopping on the show. If somebody was listening and they wanted to, get in contact with you, what would be the best way for them to do that?
I'd be happy to give out my personal cell phone number. And if someone, within your audience, Gabe, if there's someone within Texas that would like to talk real estate, man, I'm all ears, and I'd love to be a resource for them in some small or great way, and just connect. And it's always neat to find people of like mind. So yeah, happy to offer what little guidance I may for somebody who's already involved in real estate or starting that journey and wanting to know um, how to make it happen.
Awesome. So you give me that after the show and I'll put it in the show notes. So if anybody wants to get in contact with James, you can click through below, grab his email, and you can grab that from him. James, again, thanks for hopping on. For everybody who's here with us today, thank you guys for showing up. We cannot do this without you. You're the reason we're here. So again, thanks for showing up. The best way to support the show is just to subscribe, like, and share this episode with your friends and family. Other than that, I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic week. Keep kicking butt in real estate, and I look forward to having you guys on the next episode.
Gabe, thank you again.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I enjoyed putting it on, and we're able to pull some actionable advice that you can apply in your own investing today in the field. Before you go, we have a gift for you. If you're a new investor looking to get started or an established investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you, available on our website. This ebook will cover how I was able to create both active and passive income in real estate with very little money to start with. In it, I will address the 3 most often cited obstacles new and veteran investors run into by showing you how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance a deal with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. And if you get the ebook today, I am throwing in a bundle of bonuses, 7 of them to be exact. The first one will be the off-market lead generation blueprint, which will take you through the exact systems and processes we use to generate off-market leads like clockwork, which is the most important skill when it comes to creating wealth in real estate. The second bonus is the A to Z REI systems and vendors guide, which will allow you to peek under the hood of our business and see the exact tools, systems, and even the vendors we use to see the success that we do. And the third bonus is the top 100 best performing keywords pack, which will give you the exact keywords we use to target motivated sellers online using PPC ads. The fourth bonus is our contracts bundle for wholesaling and renting real estate, which will give you access to all the contracts we use in the field to execute all different types of transactions. After that is the investor's quick analysis calculator and offer tool, which will allow you to quickly calculate whether a deal is an actual deal and will allow you to create an offer automagically from those calculations. This is a lot of bonuses that I said. I'm just going to keep going down the list. Number 6 is the Investor's Daily Success Tracker, which is a tracker you can use to ensure you are taking the right actions day in and day out to reach your financial goals in real estate. And the last bonus is the Wholesaler's Template for quick assignment cash, which will give you the templates we use to present our wholesale deals professionally and efficiently to our buyers. Whew, that is a bundle. So it's a mouthful. You get all of those bonuses for free when you download the ebook. All we charge is the admin cost to run the show. So if you're interested in the ebook and the bonus bundle, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Click on Get the Ebook Bundle at the top of the page to take advantage of that deal. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic day, an even better week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.